Why Gen Z tends to keep finances separated. I keep saying separate. Of couples in live-in relationships, 36% of those earning less than 50,000 a year in household income. Okay, if you're a couple and you're earning less than 50K, you don't have no finances to keep separate. If you a couple and you earn less than 50K, y'all both need to go get another job if you don't got no kids. All right, lower income households are often younger adults. True, said Ted Rossman, a senior. Why does it keep popping up like that? A senior industry analyst at Bankrate. The intersection between young adults also being those who have lower incomes may be helping to explain some of the divides. Your income, how much money you have, shouldn't determine whether or not your account should be joint. On top of that, not saying you should get married because of this, but if you want to increase your income as far as your take-home pay, get married. Single people pay the highest tax rate, and married filing joint, they pay that same tax rate. If you want to pay or have more money, getting married does that. Not saying you should just go and get married, but again, y'all struggling financially for 4 or 5 years. Y'all been together living this whole time, and you've been married the whole time. You've been kicking out all them taxes. Not when I say for no reason, but because y'all not looking at things the right way. In a lower income household, it may be more likely that finances stay separate for a host of reasons. Come on, Brian Podevin. That's her last name. There's a higher likelihood that they might have some anxieties around financial institutions and might do things outside of traditional banking systems, she said. Oh, y'all got that Cash App debit card. Yeah, don't do that. There can also be a level of shame about the amount of student loan debt. As I said on the original Joy Bank account episode, both of you are broke. All right, y'all, neither of you have any money. There will also be a level of shame about student loan debt, credit card debt in general that young adults carry. What if y'all both have debt? Why? Lack of transparency and communication in your relationship. Hence why your accounts are separated as well. You're not together. Y'all just having sex and you got a baby and now things is really screwed. Separate finances may let them keep those financial challenges private. What? Y'all know me. Once you start having unprotected sex, privacy is out the window. I think one can say once you start having sex with somebody in general, because you can die from having sex, right? Condoms and stuff like that doesn't protect from everything. It's not 100%. But if you have an unprotected sex, you're talking about you have an unprotected sex, but you're saying you don't want to share your finances with this person. You want to share your whole body and the risk of AIDS, HIV, all these diseases that you can't get rid of and diseases that can kill you. Shout out to people out here on TikTok and stuff saying, they're being more open with their herpes and diseases like that. The world is in shambles. But my God, you're saying you want to share your body with them, possibly get pregnant, make a life. But oh Lord, if I share my finances, that's why we had a Corner Full of Fed podcast and talk about financial therapy and how people are more willing to share their trials and tribulations or their journey from a health standpoint. But when you talk about finances, no, you will know someone had cancer well before you know someone had bankruptcy. You won't know someone was bankrupt until, unfortunately, they died from cancer. People will tell you that, oh yeah, I'm having this, significant health situation. People will not tell you the financial situation. It is crazy. And a lot of the difference is like some health conditions, right? Cancer, unfortunately, can be terminal, and it just, it is what it is. It's terminal. But financially, you can usually always get your financial situation fixed. As long as you're alive, you can actually fix it. All right. And if you're disabled to the point where you can't work, your debt and stuff usually gets forgiven. Gen Z also grew up with a phone in their hand or with ready access to apps technology, something that prior generations lacked. What the hell does that mean? Therefore, they might see the need for joint finances, especially when they could easily chip in for a joint expense through apps like no. What? Venmo and Zelle didn't decrease the being able to use Cash App, Venmo, and Zelle. That's not the reason that people aren't joining their bank accounts. What? By the way, Venmo and Zelle are useless if you bank at the same financial institution. I want to be very clear. So if you both bank at Bank A, you don't actually need to use Venmo or Zelle. Just make it so you can transfer to their account, because that's all you're doing. Do people not know what these applications are doing? Never mind. What Venmo and Zelle puts it straight in the account. What Zelle allows you to do is act as if you guys bank at the same bank. As I mentioned earlier, I didn't even talk about Zelle. I don't read these articles at a time, where you can transfer that money over instantaneously. Zelle takes a couple of minutes or whatever. But that's what Zelle allows you to do. You bank at two different Bank A versus Bank B or credit union, whatever, and it allows you to transfer that money right away. That's what Zelle allows you to do. Nothing more, nothing less. And there's a reason they put a limit on it. right? You bank at the same place, you know, that transfer limit, is what it is on the app. But in person, you can transfer however much money you got. All right, Zelle and Venmo, stuff like that, they have limits on that type of stuff, daily limits, if not monthly as well. It's far easier to send and request money via a host of different apps if you don't bank at the same place. Brian Podavin, this is Brian's last name. What is Miss Brian's first name? Is it Lisa? Lindsay. Okay. Miss Lindsay, Brian Podavin said, it's a part of just the enmeshment with technology that they have and how that piece is a bit more normalized. But not normalized to the point where you're not going to join your bank accounts. Yeah, not all Gen Z couples are keeping their finances apart. Okay, roughly 34% of Gen Z couples who live together fully combine their finances, while 20% have a mix of yours, mine, and ours. Already talked about this. Bank rate found. While financial independence can be a priority for some couples, there are a few bonuses to joining forces. A few. How yours, mine, and ours can alleviate concerns. About 38%, I want to talk to people now about this stuff. About 30% of co-living couples have a mix of joint and separate accounts, while 24% keep finances completely separate, bank rate found. Experts suggest couples should consider weighing a yours, mine, and ours financial picture because it can help couples have best of both worlds. Individual accounts offer some financial independence within the relationship, alongside joint accounts for shared obligations. Yours, mine, and ours can alleviate a lot of these concerns, Rossman said. This can be a healthy way to manage money as long as you agree upon a framework. If we agree upon the framework, the budget, by the way, look at this the budget. The framework is the budget. If you agree upon the framework, what's the issue with the accounts being joint? This is where you get into cognitive dissonance. If we agree on how we're going to budget our money or how we're going to have this framework with our finances, meaning we're going to spend for every $100 we make, this is how we're going to spend our money. If we agree on that, what's the matter if the accounts are joint or not? And you can also say, what's the matter if the accounts are separate or not? But again, having them joint, again, allows that transparency and builds in that accountability for you in and of itself. So what's the matter? If we agree how we're going to spend that money, what's the issue? Because now we get into financial infidelity, one of the main causes, not the main causes of divorce. You said you were going to spend your money this way, the framework, the budget, this month, and you did not do that. Now you get mad when there's an issue. And then we want to talk about how people who keep, even if your accounts are joint, you can still go and get your own credit card, own bank account, whatever, without the knowledge of your spouse. Then all of a sudden you look up 10, 20, 30, 40 years, you get near retirement, whatever it is. It's like, damn, where's all our money? Why do you have all this debt? Transparency. But again, you sit down with me, you would know that you need to run your annual credit report every year, at the end of every year when you do your financial goals and things like that. Like as the end of the year, beginning of the year, financial planning type thing. You do your annual credit report every year, you avoid that type of stuff. But you gotta listen to the people who will tell you that. Instead of people telling you you're trying to get this real estate and all this crap, figure out how to just manage your finances foundationally. You're not even looking at your credit report every year, the free one that you get by law.